Sweet. Thank you. Right there. All right, stay back.
So, welcome to the Under-17 Grand Final of Auckland Rugby League. Great to have you along here in our live streaming big day at Mount Smart number 2. Of course, it's the Mount Albert Lions, and they're a crack outfit, this young 17s team. They're up against the Richmond Bulldogs. It's the Bulldogs who have receded the football 25 metres out from their own line. And for Mount Albert, they've got some real talent in there. Richmond 17 with us through the course of the day. Mount Albert running left to right in the distinctive blue and gold. And the proud Richmond Bulldogs in what I guess some might say maroon, some might say purple. What we know is that this is the Under-17 grade final. Goes right down to the back. Number 1 there is Kyle Edel. He has the football.
Start, get up! Wait in, hold, go 1.
And of course, Rusty Matu are with us today. You know a little bit about the 17s team because everyone's been talking about them, Rusty.
Yeah, the Mount Albert side is a bit of a dream team. It's their nickname this year. They've dominated the season. A perfect season to date so far, and coached by a very experienced coach in Keith Hanley. And supported also too by Blue McLennan and Brent Gemmell as well. Part of the Mount Albert Brains Trust. And very successful through Foxmoral and Barter Cardiff as coach has been. And this side here is a very, very dominant side this year. And as I said, they're on a perfect season at the moment and looking to finish it off with a perfect result today as well.
So 12 metres out for the trial, very dusty and slow to get up to his feet. Aidan Nowhere shuffles the ball along to the left-hand side. The big number 20 with it is Peter Nokise. And he'll steer the ball back on the inside. Obviously for the Bulldogs, they'll have to be pretty on their game, and they're lucky that they receive the football here. And they'll play it about 10 metres out from their own line. So just need to calm themselves down a little bit here. 12 out as the ball is pushed to the right-hand side and to the 22 metres they go. Good defence by the Mount Albert player who really gets himself in the way, and understandably the referee saying, hey, you've got to get out of the ruck area. And the kick now will go on the far side of the field as the number 7 will kick towards the southern touchline. Great to have you along here today. Of course, live streaming 5 games for finals day.
And, game 4, the Under-17 Open Grand Final, Auckland Rugby League.
Together now! Hold! Go 1.
So the Richmond Rovers with the ball. Out to the standoff.
Regan, get up!
They'll get up to play it back now.
Hang on.
Kamahimu for Richmond is the distributor here today, who finds himself 21 metres out from the try line. the back rower,
Go, 3.
Talivasa,
Get out.
will play the ball, and then it's gone to ground. A little bit of a bobbling ball for Jalen Murray, who's playing at halfback for the Richmond Bulldogs. So it's going to be a very good effort if they're able to get across Mount Albert, who come into this final with big reputations and an unbeaten record and the run through their 2017 season.
Yeah, Jalen Murray there, the captain of the St. Paul's first 13 secondary schools champions this year after their victory on Wednesday evening against Kelston in the secondary schools final of A grade this year. Congratulations to Jalen Murray and his St. Paul's teammates.
So it's Mount Albert with the ball now, pushing out to the 30 metres.
Milking, go, 1.
A little darting run from dummy half and almost splits them open. This again is Idor from the back. In fact, it's the 4, Tuimavave Gerard. Emmanuel Tuimavave Gerard.
Feet on the ball.
And hands in there on Vangana.
When you play on.
Head up time for Nikisi.
Together now! Hold! Hold! Go, 1.
On the left-hand side, a spinning effort from Idor. And then he's corralled and put away on the 40-metre line. Sideline, we've got Corey Rosser. Corey, both these two teams very passionate about their football, as you'd expect from under-17s. This is Awhiaki. Some giants out there, though, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Plenty of tall timber, particularly in this Mount Albert team. But great to see some famous rugby league names, Edo, Vangana, McLennan on show.
Indeed. And the 3 is Harrison Jarity.
Line here, hold, go, 4.
Onyeke on the left wing. And, I think it has some African connections.
Go.
Well, there's the crossfield kick for Mount Albert, and numbers a bit of a tap on over their head. It's gone slightly forward though.
Play the ball out here.
Yeah, just slightly off there, slightly forward, but nevertheless forward there. But I could see he was actually conscious about what he was trying to do when he was flicking that kick over his head, trying to get it out to his winger. So still confident and very smart play by the Mount Albert right edge as well.
Right, Baden, get up. Here and hold. Go, 1.
So it's Richmond with it, with a number 5, Tuifala.
Hold.
Perawiti at fullback today. Timo Holo-Williams on the right wing, Tor, Tainga, Murray is their 7. And the big man makes his presence felt, the big number 8, Sammy Brown with the carry. Sam Brown heading downtown. He's 40 metres out.
Second effort.
Gets hold of the football as well. Plenty of rivalry with these two. Well, I guess you could call them city-based teams, really.
When you're ready, David.
As we get another look at it, the number 7 is an unusual shape. Kane Mave, I think, or Muddy. Not quite sure. We'll just check on the handwriting.
All the way.
Not quite sure
Wait. Go.
what the call is. There's the number 12. This is Joel Okatui.
Hold. Go, 1.
And Richmond steadying themselves for a tilt at the line. There's the big second rower comes at it, Antoni Vaitale. He's wrapped up 5 short of the line. A little show and a go there for Komohema. He's close to the line, but he won't get the... He won't get it.
Wait. Go, 3. Good ball.
Mave, second rower. And on the far side, so very close. The Richmond Bulldogs have got plenty of good support here.
Scrums in here.
The winger for Richmond there, putting a foot on the line before he executed a beautiful dive to finish in that right-hand corner. So Richmond looking to make a very good start. They've played with real confidence and quite a lot of flair already as well. You've seen quite a lot of confidence with them moving the ball out to the edges. And their halves, Jalen Murray on their right side and their half on this side, their number 6. Vite doing very well. Playing with real confidence, as I said, and the boys outside them are very, very enthusiastic, very keen.
3, get up! Hold! Wait, go, 2. Together
Good
now.
defence by Richmond there. 3 men in the tackle, slowing down the Mount Albert attack.
Go, 3.
Slowing the momentum in the middle of the field.
Onto the halfway they go to Mount Albert. Well, Richmond sticking with them after 8 minutes here in the under-17 final. Down the short side they'll come, and there's a nice hole shot, beautifully angled run, surging away downfield. There's the number 2, Trey D. Williams. He will play the ball 8 metres out from the try line. Mave, or Mave, unsure how the pronunciation is there for the young halfback from Mount Albert.
The marks on the 10 blade right there. Give it over. Yeah. Play the ball. Go.
The hand over there, the 6th tackle from Mount Albert. Giving possession back to Richmond. Mount Albert there. It's guilty of reining back into Richmond on the replay. A missed opportunity after a good line break from Mount Albert on the left edge.
Hold. Here and wait. Wait. Go, 2. Get up now!
Richmond strong with their carry. The centre brings it forward. And the loose forward coming up now to the halfway line.
Hold.
Confident carries in the Richmond pack so far.
Outside.
Nice kick from Jalen Murray. Ooh, just a little bit too heavy there. Just dribbling into the dead ball
Wait.
and going dead.
The players are in front.
So wanting to get a quick start is Kyle Edel. Onyeke on the far side of the field.
Move, Jalen! Here, Blade. Go, 1.
I want to be respectful to his name as well for the number 5.
Hold! Go, 2.
And it's an unusual name. It's him with the ball. Onyeka is his surname. Chekwubichukwu.
Wait.
Chekwubichukwu. Onyeka. I'm hoping that that's somewhere near accurate. There he is. We'll find out a little bit more about him through the course of the afternoon. Onyeka will be sufficient, I suspect, for the surname. As the scrum to be packed down here now, 11 minutes gone.
Right there. Regan. Oh, Aiden, sorry.
I'm just calling out the captains here. The number 6, Vitor Tainga, is the skipper. The number 9, Aiden Owe.
We're going to have to watch what we're going to say, or someone's going to sit down too. Same go for you, Ola. We're going to watch what we have to say, or someone's going to sit down, okay?
No strap in there with 3 people in there.
Loose carry. We've decided it was loose carry. All right, time on.
So the clock back on. No scoreline at the moment in game 4 of our finals day here. 11 minutes gone.
Yep. Out!
The under-17 grand final. If you just picked up on our coverage here,
Get up now!
thank you for checking out the Auckland Rugby League website. And of course, live streamed through YouTube and the Facebook pages.
Get up!
Which effectively allows us to go global with our imagery and with these solid efforts.
Louis, shoulder.
Matangi Blade Kamuhima
Shoulder.
is wrapped up a nowhere. Is the skipper there for the Mount Albert Lions.
Way you go. Play on.
To the back row for Richmond. This is Dayton Talafasa. He plays the ball for Kamuhima. And then to the right-hand side and on the run is 16, Big Charlie Leota. He's to ground now, 10 metres out from the try line.
Go 2.
Kamuhima with the ball, he's fancying his own chances and he gets within a metre of the try line too. He's 5 to the right-hand side of the post, to the back rower now. Out the back door, he picks up Tainga and he is put away, but only a couple of metres out from the line. Dummy half work now is for Angelo. And a lost ball sees Mount Albert come up with possession. Under 20 final to follow, 10 metres out from the Mount Albert line. And the scrums to be packed with the Mount Albert feed. Regan McLennan will be the scrum feeder here.
Hit in. All right, in. Yeah. Out. Hang on.
Great hands on show there. Pretty average sort of a pass, but skillfully plucked out of the air the football.
Here and hold.
Decent defence from Lokotui.
Wait. Go, one.
Richmond, to their credit, are working hard on D.
Move, Dayton. Hold. Hold.
Mount
Go,
Albert in
two.
possession. Big rumbling carry forward by Nokise has been impressive. He manages to get it offload, still alive down the left edge also. Here's Mount Albert. The Richmond fullback comes across to make the tackle. Zion Pelafiti.
Earlier. Scrum's on the
A little bit scrappy on the far side of the field. There's a bit of a shape up. Pelawiti. The emotions running high over here.
Time's off. Yeah, wait there, wait there. Wait there, wait there.
We're used to seeing heightened emotions in
Yeah, wait there,
junior
wait,
footy.
We'll sort it, we'll sort it. Yeah,
Of
we'll
course,
sort it.
the punching and the like. It's not part of the modern game, and they have to realise that.
Scrum's on them in there. Yours. Right, take your boys in there. Take your boys in there. Go that way. Go that way. Mark's on the 20. Mark's 20 in.
Some good skills on show here this afternoon.
Hayden.
And some good cover defence there from Zion Pelawiti, who drags the runner there, which is the 3, Harrison Jerity, into
Come your boys
touch.
out first, and then we'll get this game sorted, okay? Jersey pulling? Okay, we'll watch it. Time's on. Go, take it down.
Taylor Murray is the scrum half for the Richmond Bulldogs.
Out!
We have possession. And, taken forward there
Hold!
by the number 4, Stafford Toa.
Go, one.
He'll play it just 5 out from the try line. Now there's Inafasa.
Move now!
He has it on the 40.
Go, 2.
And full of running at the moment. The big Tianangi Low decides, well, it's my turn to cart. Roger McLennan makes the tackle
Hold!
on him, or Regan McLennan, my apologies. To the back rower. The ball's gone down, the chase is on. And it's gone backwards again, and a knock-on is called. So the Mount Albert Lions will get the scrum feed here, midway 30 and 40 there into the ground.
Not play that.
Bulldogs here in the grand final of Auckland Rugby League's under-17s. Nearly a quarter of an hour gone, no scoreline here. Let's go to Corey Ross, the sideline. Corey, your thoughts?
Yeah, really enjoying this game so far. Good to see 2 young teams who are prepared to play flat football. They've got the courage to obviously play short at the line as well. So it's a likeable trait in young players, and you can tell they've been well coached.
Come together.
The scrum
Aiden, get your
feed
head
just
in.
short
Aiden.
of the 40.
Ball in. Out!
And a little bit of a show
Get up now!
with the football, 42 metres out from their own line.
back it up.
Fullback Idle.
Back it up, Kale. Back it up. Yep. Wait, go, 1.
Kale Idle. Spinning effort.
Move now.
Kane Mave
Hold!
on the halfway, the little halfback. But geez, a bit of a jack-in-the-box attitude to his footy as well. Lewis Afiaki with the cart forward, but then he's repelled as well. He's lost the football in the tackle, but it's gone backwards. Play on as O'Ware gets hold of the ball. He's got a good attitude, Aidan O'Ware.
Get up!
Muscled to ground too, but there is an issue in back play, and
What's the problem?
one of the young players is down. And a nice touch of sportsmanship, and Tony Vitale as well is standing with him. And you can almost hear him screaming in pain, so something amiss. He might have a broken leg. We'll have a bit of a pause here and go down to the under-17s. Keith Hanley's just beside you there, Corey Rosser. If you get a chance to have a chat with him, I know he's probably a little flat out, but he might lend us a couple of thoughts while we await some call.
Yeah, we'll talk to the touchy. We'll talk to the touchy.
So just give us a wave if Keith's okay to chat for a moment. We might send one of his staff across as well, Corey. But obviously we could be having some sort of hold up briefly here. Let's have a look. I'm not quite sure what happened in back play here, Rusty. But what we know is that safety's so vital and paramount as he falls there, and
Yeah, it looks like the initial contact. It looks like he copped a forearm or an elbow in the face.
Okay. Thanks, Chris.
Tackler coming in from the side, and just the angle that he approached the tackle, he got his face in the wrong position.
Well, he's twisted the ankle, could well have broken it as well. Down to you, Corey, for a moment.
Yeah, look, just looking at the calibre on the coaching staff here, Dale. They've got Keith Hanley, obviously a widely experienced coach on the Auckland scene, both senior and junior level, and then Brian McLennan pacing around as well. So a fair bit of coaching knowledge down here on the sideline, and I think it shows in the players.
Yeah, and of course, Bluey was involved too with the 15s, wasn't it?
Hibiscus Coast.
As well.
Under 14 and 15s restricted, yes. A perfect season for his junior teams. I think one of his sons is in both sides here, so his son Regan's playing half for Mount Albert today. And his youngest son is playing for the Hibiscus Coast Raiders, 2017 under 15 restricted champions. Finishing off with a perfect season last Saturday with a solid victory over the Howard Hornets.
Well, the Zambucks are coming on, but they're not exactly sprinting. I don't want to be overly critical, but taking a little bit of a stroll across. A warm welcome to you, and thank you for your company. You know, this is a modern way of watching sport, and of course you're familiar that the local game had some coverage through Māori television last year. Well, the Auckland Rugby League now are looking at expanding the potential of live streaming through its website to get more coverage of its competitions. I respect their decision there. There are emerging digital platforms now that are creating new ways of watching sport as we go forward. And of course, thanks so much to the team who have allowed us to bring you these pictures, to the cameramen who are doing such a wonderful job, and women who have helped to facilitate the coverage today. We're very mindful of their experience in this area. Barbara, who's directing, Louise, Tui, McKendrick as well, who's overseeing everything today. You know, but it is quite a departure, isn't it, from traditional ways of watching sport. And I'm conscious also that a few years ago, through computers, you'd have a sort of staggered imagery, Rusty, and it made for haw-ha viewing.
That's right.
But nowadays, the technology, I mean, these pictures are very clear. We're bringing you the action from Mount Smart 2 with 4 cameras, and as we see the men warming up on the sidelines.
Yeah, I think as Aotearoa gets more fibre throughout the country as well, we're going to have even more live streaming. Coming through a lot clearer without the buffering.
Is it buffering?
That's the one.
What did I call it? Staggering.
Yeah, well,
shimmying.
We know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just, you know, it was sort of a staggered imagery, and you get a bit haw-ha and think, gee.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did I have too many last night? But that wasn't the case. Just the technology's caught up with us. And thanks to Mike and Tila, who've been down on the sideline today, and we're doing an awesome job as well as our friends up here on the deck with us as well. Dale Husband with Rusty Matua, Corey Rosser, Lewin Husband as well. Great to be enjoying your company. And of course, we can't cut back to the studio because there ain't no studio to cut back to, guys. We're here together, let's put it that way. But it's been a lovely day at the footy. And as you can see, Mount Smart 2's held up very well. We had a threat of thunder, lightning, wind and rain. Don't let go, early on today.
Yeah, it's some wonderful football today. And in the Fox Memorial games we had today, 2 semi-finals, and both would be fair to say went to the underdogs.
Yeah.
Which is always interesting. And when we have a look at those players as well, it's interesting to see that the underdog has risen up to the challenge in both.
Hey, look at those 2 crusty old cats. Hey, g'day guys. Thanks very much. Nice to see you all, and lovely to be here broadcasting. That's what we're looking at too. There's the young guy, number 10, is in some trouble, Lewis Afiaki. Let's hope it's not a broken ankle, but I could hear his scream. It's quite disturbing when you hear players from the middle of the field crying out in agony, and that's what I felt I heard. Richmond Bulldogs, Mount Albert Lions. Well, we know that they give their all, these young guys, and I suppose the only upshot to that is he won't have to mow the lawns tomorrow. On Yeke, there's Keith Hanley. He's the coach of this young under-17s team.
Well, if his team is able to come home with the gold medals today, that their pain won't be as painful. It won't hurt as much. He's got a gold medal hanging around his neck.
That's true. That's true. Did you win under-17s, mate, when you were playing?
We did. Very lucky. This is my first year of rugby league with Otahu, along with Dean Clark. He's lucky enough to join a very, very organised side, and we went on to win 17s, 18s and 19s too, Dale.
Who else was in that team? That's a pretty handy effort. So yourself, Dino Clark, anyone else famous in there?
Oh, well, Steve Message and Peter Grimshaw and Terence Couplet, they're all very good junior Kiwis. Pekka Murray, junior Kiwi as well. But yeah, we were the Warren Fowler, known as the Warren Fowler team, sponsored by Warren Fowler at that time. And yeah, in 3 years, we only lost one game, Dale. So we had a very, very, very good team and very well coached by Murray Evans, Oscar, the ex-premier and Auckland player.
Thanks very much. It's nice to hear of Warren Fowler. I see his trucks all the time as well. So this is Mount Albert to the left. If you've just joined us to the right, Richmond, Bidem Bulldogs. Have a look at the rippling biceps on the Bulldogs, will you? Hey?
Okay. Yeah, we're on 2, boys. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, we're going to have to lobby the ARL. Must get my son's under-6s hidden.
Oh, look,
for a game.
We need to live stream the under-6s finals next year.
10, get up!
Oh, come on, I'm sure we could manage it. 10 minutes each way.
Oh, yeah, well, that would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Here's Mount Albert. No score yet in the under-17 final. As you can see, 16 minutes gone. It's Maeve who shuffles across to the right for McLennan. He'll get the ball back and moving it is Tuimavave Gerard, the back rower. Keeps it alive out here for Hamiota Andrews. He's to ground, 8 metres out. You've got to think there's a chance here for Mount Albert. They are wrestled to ground in the tackle too, and enthusiastic defensive work of Stafford Dorr.
Wait. Right, away you go.
Well, that was rather a lengthy injury break there, Corey Rosser, and can really upset the momentum, can't it? To their credit, though, Mount Albert went straight into warm-up mode. And obviously they've come in, maybe you're aware, I'm not, of what the form was of these teams coming in, although Rusty tells me that the 17s haven't been beaten all year, so you'd have to think they go in as the favourites and Richmond the underdogs. Is that how you read it too?
Yeah, that's right. It's looking that way. And you mentioned, obviously, their professional sort of approach to that injury period there. They got straight into the warm-up. Everyone sort of got away from it. It can be a bit of a distraction, obviously, seeing your mate in a fair bit of pain. And just a quick update on that, Dale. It looks like it's a knee injury rather than a broken ankle or leg at this stage.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks very much.
Get up now!
Corey, you've got your ear to the ground in ways that we can only dream of, mate. See, all that journalistic experience is coming to the fore, Corey Rosser.
Backwards. Play on.
Our friend Onyeka there, picking up the loose ball, bringing the ball back into centre field for Mount Albert. Young Edo bringing it forward and back into the middle again, taking a little bit of work from the forwards so they get back on side.
Little darting run through and showing some pace. It's Trey D. Williams. I hope I've got that one right. Trey Williams, that's him there. See, he's been getting himself involved. Now, within strike range, here come Mount Albert, looking pretty good too, as O'Ware has the ball and gets it out wide on. Onyeka will score first.
Great work there from Mount Albert on that left edge. Great momentum, kept the continuity. Looking for their passes and supporters pushing up. Ball carries always had options. Nice work from Owe. Post line pass there, through the tackle, out to Onyeka, left winger.
This Aiden Owe looks like he's got the goods, doesn't he? He is the skipper as well.
Very, very classy, yes he is. So it'll be interesting to see if we can hold on to him. We have a bit of a player drain at the moment with our talented juniors being picked up by the Australian scouts in the NRL. And so that's something we're trying to stem the flow of, and the Warriors are coming on board with ARL and New Zealand Rugby League in regards to how we can sort of temper this. Because obviously we don't want to stop people from taking opportunities to go and play in the NRL. But still got to look after our domestic game as well and make sure that we have a strong base here in New Zealand.
Oh, well, they're always in need of some a bit of a leg up in a cultural sense.
Yeah, sure. But the reality is also too, Dale, is that, on average in the last 5 years, we're looking to export between 800 and 900 junior players a year across the ditch.
I find that number staggering, to be honest.
Well, it is staggering. It is staggering.
Alright, stay back.
And this year in particular, that's why we've struggled with numbers and have no under-18s in Auckland Rugby League this year. So there's a big push, and Brian McLennan's part of that push as well, Bluey McLennan, and coming on board and saying how can we make sure that we've got an under-18s next year and get that grade back up and running again and hold on to our rangatahi, our youth,
Hey, what are you
and
doing?
keep our base strong here in New Zealand.
Well, there have been moves, of course, to get a semi-professional competition this side of the Tas, so that there's some money to be made out of playing Fox and the like. And I know that there was a suggestion put to the NRL that they help to fund that, and that would, not require so many of our players from New Zealand to go across there, because really they get over there and they're vying for places to Australian raised and grown league players. So a lot of the Kiwi boys are taking opportunities away from the Aussies. Now that's, I thought, fair enough, but it's knocked on as he dived onto the football that time around. Young Vito Tainga.
A fundamental error there from the Dream Team. Nobody at dummy half. Young Aidan Owe there, expecting a closer player to take up his dummy half position in his absence, but to no avail. And Richmond unfortunately couldn't secure position when they dived on the loose ball.
So come together, come together.
Under 20s final coming up soon. If you're just new to today's broadcast, I'm here to tell you that the Howard Hornets were too strong today for Mount Albert. They finished their season. The Hornets now will line up against Point Chev next week. And the winner there will play against the Glenora Bears in the grand final.
So tight. Aiden! Second one fell off.
Earlier on today,
Wait there.
we also saw the under-16 final. And that was Otahuhu.
When you're ready, Reed.
And Ellerslie being victors there, 16-14.
Lovely.
Very, very close match.
15, get up!
Under 16 grand final.
Go, one.
Wins a great deal. 16 with the carry, though, is Hamiota Andrews. He's down 5 metres out from the try line. Up here by 4-0. Just the one try. Regan McLennan puts it on the inside for Idor.
Short, get up.
Idor is so close,
Play the ball,
but
Kale.
so far.
Go.
Matt Albert asking a few questions here, and McLennan looks like he was almost across. The door shut late to deny him the try, and then an effort from close range also comes up short. That concedes a knock-on as well. That's Aidan Owe. Giving him some raps this time around. His effort to make like a mole didn't work.
Commentator's curse comes to fruition once again. After giving him big raps, he misses the ball at dummy half and then knocks it on at the try line.
Now, I'd like to follow up on some of these names. I'm wondering if the fullback is
Tony Lawrence.
Tony's perhaps?
So come together.
Tony's son, you'd have to assume. Regan, we know, is certainly Brian McLennan's young lad.
Yeah. So in. Out!
Aidan Nowhere would be Swiper's
Together now!
son.
Hold, go, one.
Out to the four.
Nice
Look at the
break
busted
here.
run. Here he goes. Stafford Tor. Terrific run from Tor. And then the ball was stolen from him. He deserves and gets a penalty. Edel appeals.
Yes.
The left foot from Murray into great field position for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Stafford looked very sharp there, Mr. Tor. Lovely breakdown field there. Number 4, the right seater for Richmond. Showing an electrifying turn of pace on that occasion.
10 metres out from the try line. Can the Richmond Bulldogs do the bizzo here? Here comes Charlie Leota. A big Charlie to ground now. He's only 5 metres out from the line. Komahema pushes the pass out to the left. Out to the back right. Vasu loses it, and the Lions say thank you so much. The knock-on is to our advantage. We'll get the scrum feed here, and well, an opportunity that opened up there for the Richmond Bulldogs could not be capitalised on.
Lead surprising play from Richmond there, looking quite threatening inside the good ball zone. But good defence from Mount Albert Lions there. Scrambled, good line speed coming off the line as well, putting Richmond back under pressure and forcing that error with that loose carry there to Tanuvasa.
25 minutes gone. Let's go down to you now, Corey.
Yeah, just confirmation there, Dale, the question you asked earlier. It is indeed Kevin Ito's son, playing at the back for Mount Albert. So one of a few boys, I think, over here in New Zealand. I was lucky enough to catch up with Kevin a while back on a holiday in the Cook Islands. He's doing some good stuff over there in terms of environmental protection. So good to see the Ito name carrying on.
Thank you. I thought it might have been one of Tony's lads, but it's Kevin's.
Yeah, I know, because Kevin has been based in Raro for some time now and making a marine park out there, and he said looking at preserving the environment and just promoting that stuff as tourism as well. It is an absolutely beautiful place to visit, as you can imagine. But obviously the league standards are a little bit different in Rarotonga, although they do play league. They're very, very big in the league over there as opposed to rugby. That's his young son, Kevin.
Great to see. It's good to see. And he might be down there going to school or living with his unks. Here's a bit of a gap on the outside for Richmond. Hands. Oh, beautiful hands. Oh, please. He's been called back. Oh, I was going to give him 8 points just for that wonderful pickup.
Holo Williams there. Denied yet again.
Stay forward. Forward pass.
Yeah, pass deemed to be forward.
Scrum.
Touch judge there giving the referee the call.
We get another look too. Thank you, Barbara. Thanks so much. Look at this. And this pickup here is spot on, isn't it?
It's clean.
Oh, what a shame. The young guy is flying.
Yeah, unlucky. That deserved the try, Dale. Unfortunately, there is marginally forward.
Respect the referee's decision.
Absolutely, but it's the pickup from Holo Williams too. That was beautiful skills. And just great speed and agility too, because he had some work to do to score that try. A very, very skillful young man is young Holo Williams on the right wing for Richmond.
I reckon so too. Oh, there's another little bust. Oh, flick passing as well. Got a lot of string at the moment. Some of these young guys using all their trickery to advance themselves downfield.
Yeah, Toalofa there, the right second row for Mount Albert with a nice little back flick off that break from the scrum there. The young players starting to show us some of their skills now.
Mika Marsh is on in 17. This is Matangi Blade. Kamahema makes the tackle. The hooker for Richmond. Still just 4-0. The big number 18 is up to play the ball. Vic Afoa. Short side play. Mount Albert. That's Ito. This is Onyeka down the left edge. Onyeka towards the line. He's pulled down just a metre out from the try line. Good play and a spinning effort on the far side. Gets the dividends. Mount Albert in for try number 2.
Yeah, Ito.
Sharp play from the fullback.
The little pirouette from dummy half there to the blind side.
This way.
I actually thought the passage of play before as they went into that corner, that last pass to that winger was forward and they pulled up short, but touch judge was right in line with that. This pass there.
Yeah, well, that almost arrived on Sunday, didn't it, that one? Here's Onyeka. And the dummy half with a little bit of a spin.
Bring number 12.
Bit of a cheap shot down the left side, but hey, he caught the Bulldogs napping.
Vito, bring Star.
Yeah, well, you got to play it to the referee, and yep, good on Mount Albert there. They certainly did that. And young Ito
sit down for 10.
with a nice spin.
Star, go sit down for 10.
Referee, they're going to send a couple of boys to the sin bin.
Yeah, well, it's just building up a little bit unnecessarily too.
You've come in and retaliated. That's the reason you're going to sit down. Number 12's gone, so that's a problem sorted. He's running. Number 3's done nothing. Number 12's coming. That's the reason why he's come down. And Star's coming. That's the reason why he's sitting down. That should be our problem sorted. If we come back and then. Thank you.
So Star Tour has been asked to sit down for 10, and the number 12 Shane Morris Tolofa, also from Mount Albert, he too has been asked to take a cooling off period, and that's okay.
Yeah, referee there needs to stake his claim. He needs discipline in this match. These guys need to behave themselves. He doesn't want to let it fester, so he's nipped it in the bud early. Made an example of these two young guys. It won't be tolerated.
And of course, you know, testosterone's running hot when you're 16, 17, isn't it? And
100%. 100% testosterone levels.
When I think back to those days, yes, I'd have to think that is the case. Corey Rosser, you'd have to agree with that.
Yeah, that's right. The emotions can easily overflow at this age, of course, but look, well controlled by the referees, doing a really good job today. We've seen great officiating across the whole day today, so real credit to the Auckland referees.
Thank you, Corey. You're a very diplomatic chap. But you're right on the money there too, mate. So we have the football. Again, want to pay tribute to the mums and dads if you're linked up today. Of course, finals today for our schoolboy sections. Young, not just schoolboys either, because I know we have a lot of Kōtiro playing as well. That's a step and a half too. Mount Albert just starting to kick into another gear.
It's Marsh there, the replacement off the bench, 17th for Mount Albert. Marsh
looking good too. So's Andrews. I like what I see from Hamiota. He's got the footy now, 32 out, and Owe peels away. He's been excellent today. Look at this. And a flick ball as well from Regan McLennan.
Yeah, turning on a bit of a show for us at the moment there.
I think so.
The round the back pass there from young Owe. Yeah, McLennan between the legs. Going out on the left edge and trying to give their setters some ball. Nice work by the halves. And nice confidence as well in themselves and their skills, their teammates. As you'd expect from a team that's on a perfect season at the moment and looking to finish it off on a perfect note today, Dale.
Indeed. 8-0.
Right, get up now! Hold. Go, one.
With the footy is the number 3. This is Zelafasa. Was away from one. Make that 2. Steps out of another. Straightens. McLennan wraps him up just on the halfway line, but it's an inspiring carry. Looking to make some inroads. Number 10, Tangilo. Getting the ball away. This is Vitale. So some skillful play on show here as well from both teams. It's Tuifala.
Get up now!
Yeah, the boys in Grey Lynn putting on a bit of a show for us at the moment.
Very nice shifting of the ball on that left edge there in that previous passage of play. You see 4 players draw pass in a row. That's really nice skill there from the Richmond boys.
Hamiota Andrews and Tangilo combine. Numbers down the right side. This is looking pretty good. Pretty good, all right. That's a try. The referee has gone down. Warren Freeman on the far side. I think it's Warren. No, it's not.
Yeah, young Holo Williams will not be denied a third time. And duly awarded the 4-pointer in reply to the opening try from Mount Albert. And a great finish to lovely work, lead-up work also too by Richmond.
Massively impressed with their attitude in that set of 6. And here's the pass held up nicely, and Holo Williams is in there too. And of course the number 1, Kale Idle, hits the touch judge, who cartwheels it as well on the far side. Look at the finish, superb. And Williams keeps the Richmond Bulldogs in the hunt.
Nice work from Lokotu as well. The right second rower chiming in there, looking very much like a centre. Receiving that wide ball from the half and then doing a lovely little draw pass to set his winger away, untouched into the right-hand corner to score the leveller for Richmond as we await the conversion.
So this is right on the chalk on the far side of the field. Nice image too of the Richmond supporters in the background. Sun setting over Auckland City. There's the hooter for half-time. 8-4 at the break. 2 tries, one for Onyeke, one for Ido, and Williams getting one just before the half-time hooter. You're watching the Under-17 Grand Final here at Mount Smart number 2 on finals day, and it's the Mount Albert Lions who lead at the half-time break over the Richmond Brothers by 8-4. We'll take a break. We'll be back with you for the start of the second half coming up shortly. Kia ora and welcome back. This is the scene that will greet the returnees as they come back onto the track. This is the under-17 final, and it's 8-4, 2 tries to 1, and so not much in it. Bearing in mind the Lions unbeaten through 2017. It's been a pretty gutsy performance here by the Greyland-based Richmond Bulldogs. Very pleased to have your company too. And a reminder, 16s, Ellerslie beat Otahuhu earlier on today. Howick knocked over Mount Albert in the elimination semi-final for the Fox. So Mount Albert gone. Howick will meet the Point Chef Pirates next week, and the Glenora Bears are straight into the grand final of the Fox Championship, which will be broadcast on Sky Sport in a fortnight from today.
Fair to say it's the day of the underdogs today, Dale. Definitely across the board, even in the Sharman, one plays 2. Otahuhu went down to Bay Roskill. And,
yeah, that was a tight, a really hard-fought clash as well. Congratulations to the Whitney Street boys for getting up there. Otahuhu, no doubt the favoured team throughout most of the season. They'll have to fight a rearguard action to make the final now. Unsure who won the other semi-final, which saw the Ponsonby Ponies and the Otala Scorpions, as we see the Mount Albert Lions with the ball. At the Tuamavava Gerard on the outside, he gets it wide. And he'll now slide into acting half. Plenty of young talent on show here too. Solid D from Vitale. Antonio Vitale is the second rower, and now some pressure on the bounce, and it beats everybody dead as well.
Well left by Holo Williams there. He judged that perfectly. Letting the ball go dead, and the restart from the 20 now.
35-minute halves here in the under-17 final.
It's a nice set from Mount Albert there. This kick just a little bit too heavy from young Maeve. Left half from Mount Albert. But certainly game on, Dale. 4-4 at half-time. Two young sides looking to be the 17 champions for Auckland Rugby League. As young Jalen Williams takes the ball forward. As I mentioned earlier, the successful captain from St. Paul's there. Half of St. Paul's and secondary schools champions.
Well, they've got a long connection with the Richmond club, haven't they? St. Paul's. They've been fabulous in the secondary school space. Here is the kick from Jalen Murray. A little bit of a mix-up at the back, and so Richmond will fancy their chances from close range.
It's a lovely little bomb there from Jalen as well. He put that nice little spin on it. Very hard to catch those, as we saw earlier, for Georgie Edwards in the Howick team as well.
Let's go sideline with you, please, Corey. Did you have your ear to the huddles?
Yeah, a few thoughts from half-time for Richmond. It was all about maintaining possession. They feel like they're shooting themselves on the foot a little bit there with some poor ball control. And for Mount Albert, they felt they're a little tight through the middle, and don't be surprised to see them attack edges a little bit more often in the second half.
Thanks very much. What state is the under-17 comp in, Corey? How many teams did we have this season, and is it an area that needs some attention? It seems most of the junior grades do.
Yeah, look, not sure on the exact numbers, Dale, but absolutely it's one of those kind of key grades as you transition through high school. We seem to lose a lot of players to rugby union at that age, so it's certainly a real focus for the Auckland Rugby League, and they're doing some good stuff around development there.
Thanks very much, Corey. The number 6 with the carry, this is Tainga, and he'll get the ball played quickly, and then an opportunity starts to present itself straight ahead. Dummy half work for Komahima now. He shuffles on up to Vitale again. He's been good today, Vitale. Gets a little offload as well to Gillette. But it was a Shepherd. Of course, the two young players who were sent to the bin for 10 minutes, they are still yet to return. The number 4 kicks it to the southern touchline. It's Emmanuel Tuamavava Gerard. Let's have another look here at how that came to be. Decent enough spin, and he's got around the 15. Jesse Tuali. Mount Albert now grinding their way forward. This is the back rower. Braden Winks plays it quickly to Ower. He darts forward, wrapped up by the 15 again, but he flings him to ground. The referee says you never retired to Aili'i. Ware tap and down the right side. The big number 18 is Victor Afoa.
Hold. Go, 1.
The back rower, Winks, slipping more than anything else there, and felt awkwardly, but he's to his feet. Lovely little ball out here for Idor. That's class play. And that's a try in the corner. No, it's passed forward.
Sing God, so we go to the 20.
Yeah, it was slick move there from Mount Albert. The way they got on the outside of their opposing defenders was very sharp there, very clinical. They found their space too easily, but unfortunately that last pass drifting forward. And thankfully for Richmond there, they didn't concede a try. The young Jalen Murray there was caught as defending out at centre. And just got beaten for pace on the outside, which meant the winger was having to come in off his wing to try and make that tackle to cover for Jalen, which opened it up on the outside. Unfortunately for Richmond, it was a forward pass from Mount Albert. And the score remains 4-4.
We're going to have another look at how close that try was in the corner. It looked like some smart conveying of the football. So close, but deemed to have drifted forward on the pass.
Lovely camera work there.
Hold. Go, 1.
As Richmond now come into good ball area. A strong carry in the middle there by Vitali.
Together now.
25 metres out from the try line. Vitali to his feet, and now Richmond starting to grow in stature here and in confidence. The back row, Talavasa, is only 10 metres out from the try line. Nowhere is working flat out here this afternoon. He's going big guns at the moment. Tuiali'i now is only 5 metres out from the try line. 8-4 the scoreline too. We're 6 minutes into the second half, 35-minute halves. First it comes out to Murray. He'll keep it alive. A bit of a hole created here. Away for 1. There was a runner on the outside, not used. There's the try. There is the try.
Stafford Tour. Straight off the Sinbin bench.
Off the bench.
Straight over the try line.
And look how, well, he had a lot of work to do, put it that way too, because the cover defenders were coming across in numbers.
Absolutely, Dale. He had a lot of work to do. He didn't really have any right to score that try. Mount Albert should have stopped that. If 3 defenders have a go at him.
Here's Murray. Nice little shuffle on as well. I thought he missed an opportunity there because the runner is there on the right-hand side, the 2, but he straightens on the run. And despite some attention by Mika Marsh, he is able to score. We're locked up 8-8 here in the grand final of the 17s.
Great work there from the young centre. And you can say that's how you make up for the sin bin there with a try like that for your team to help your team get into that leading position now. They take the lead 8-4. As I said, he had a lot of work to do there and had the strength and the speed and the skill to finish it off.
So now Richmond's fullback, Pilawiti. He hits that one, he's hit it nice too. And the Richmond Bulldogs will take the lead. They're up by 10-8 here in the final. And they're pretty excited in the stands as well. It's a great day at the finals day. It always is, isn't it?
Certainly is, Dale. And we were just perfect angle for us here in the commentary position for that conversion as well. And Petowitz has struck that ball perfectly. As soon as it left his foot, we knew it was going over the black dot.
Absolutely. Regan McLennan gets us underway. Murray takes the ball in and comes charging forward.
Together now.
Enjoys his foot. He's a good distributor as well. A popular figure here for the Bulldogs. He's to his feet now, 30 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, Jalen comes from a real strong league whānau. A lot of involvement with Richmond. His mother, Alofa, teaches out at Manurewa as well. He's at our Rowendale Primary School, so a big mihi to Jalen's mum, Alofa. No doubt she'll be in the stands watching. And there's koro Clive Murray as well from Takal, Te Hapua. They'll be very proud of their young moko.
Yeah, he's a good character, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Got an unusual build, Jalen.
He has.
But, you know, he's quite deceptive because he's quick. And I like the way that he can sense where opportunities are.
He was named in the secondary schools team of the year as well.
Really?
So very, very classy young man. He has been recognised and identified at the secondary schools prize giving. And finished it off obviously with a victory on Wednesday night in the grand final versus Kelston.
So here come Richmond. We mentioned that their confidence seemed to be on the rise.
Go, 1.
And now with the football man that we were just speaking of, Murray dishes up for Lokotui. He's within 10 metres of the try line. Can Richmond go back to back? Down the right side they go. The man of the moment is Jalen Murray, but he's well sorted in the defensive effort of Kale Ino. Dummy half work. This is for Bosson and jersey number 14. Tainga with a little slip and a mistake. And Mount Albert will capitalise.
Just losing his footing there. In a sad end to a good set there for Richmond. Unfortunately, they weren't able to execute and get to that left edge where they had numbers.
This side, Riggs.
Mount Albert now. The scrum feed just inside their 20.
.25 to play. Plenty of time here. Tuimavave Gerard almost splits them open on the far side of the field. He's 30 metres out from his own line. You're watching Auckland Rugby League live streaming the action from finals day. Mount Smart number 2.
Tuimavave Gerard there, coming from a long line of great league players as well. His uncles are Tony and Paddy Tuimavave, both Kiwis. And his father, Paki Tuimavave, another Mount Albert fullback. And the Auckland representative, Manu Samoa. And young Tuimavave Gerard carrying on that tradition.
Go, 0.
Where's the other Tuimavave Gerard? Came up through the Warriors, playing his footy now.
Not sure where he is. And we had also had Oliver Tuimavave at Point Chev last year as well.
That's right.
Paddy Tuimavave's son.
Together now! Hold! Go,
The Bosson with the distribution role for the Bulldogs. There's the change of the angle, and at some pace too, can be useful. This time is Zeravasa
Get up, Regan!
to ground, 10 metres from the try line.
Go,
The Bosson dictating where they'll head to next, and it's to Vitali on the far side, who's to ground, only 5 metres out from the line. Richmond, deep, wide, Tainga out to the back rower. This is Tanavasa. Keeps it alive, a little bit of a dummy, straightening run here for Toys, already scored. This time he attracts the attention of 3 Mount Albert defenders and is to ground with 6 metres to play. Dummy half work is for the 17, and then beautifully taken by Hamiona Andrews. Carlos Gillette gave a bit of a kick through. They've got to watch this on Onyeka because he's got speed to burn. He's to ground on the 20-metre line. Now Oware.
Yeah, I don't think Richmond planned to finish that set with the prop having a stab at that kick there at the end.
I don't think so either. Idol is wrapped up on the 30. Onyeka from dummy half, looking to split them through the middle. Half bust as well. Good carry. Makes 18 metres. He's to ground on the halfway line. And now out to the right-hand side they come. Regan McLennan gets a chip over the top. Flying after it is Tuimavave Gerard. And he'll get the ball and score the try in the corner. Superb finish.
Yeah,
and what a play from Mount Albert.
Yeah, that was a very classy finish there from Mount Albert. Great work from Tuimavave Gerard. And as we said earlier there, the quality of the kick is emphasised by the quality of the chase. And he just gave everything on the chase there to young Tuimavave Gerard.
What a run down that right edge, but the bounce was El Perfecto. Look at that. Couldn't have done anything about it, really.
Yeah, but you still have to be in that position, Dale, and he worked hard to get there. He was at full pace, and it just takes sometimes the ball bounces perfectly for you, and on that occasion it did for young Tuimavave Gerard. He evens up the 2 tries apiece for the conversion to come. 10-8 now to Richmond. Mount Albert with an opportunity to level it up with this conversion.
Was it Adam Tuimavave Gerard I'm thinking of? Did he go to St George?
Or Penrith.
Must check it out one day soon. Haven't seen him featuring too much since.
So a chance to level up here for Mount Albert.
I've got the Lions up 12-10 now. And here's the kick from wide out from McLennan. Make that 14-10. Superb. So there's your try scorer. Tuimavave Girardi has been doing some good work around as well. Corey, to you and your thoughts, please.
Yeah, hard to beat pure pace in rugby league, isn't it? We see it at NRL level with the likes of Josh Adokar and James Robertson. On that occasion there, just pure pace out wide and desire to get there as well because, you know, 9 times out of 10, that's a nothing chase. So great work, Mount Albert.
Here he comes. Hamiora, a grass cutter.
Straight at the knees. Straight at the knees. No, it's over there.
I applaud that. I like the ref addressing it straight away. That's one of my pet hates, that tackle. So dangerous.
No arms. Just diving at the knees.
But well below the knees, more like at the ankles and the shins. And so it's so dangerous. You know, that's how people lose their knees and get major injuries from that tackle style. So I'm glad to see the ref get on top of that straight away.
This is Tomasi Skelton with the football. Mount Albert starting to get onto the ball. Mika Marsh with a direct carry. He's wrapped up about 25 metres from the line. Here's a good chance for them. I don't know where's the skipper. The big number 20 gets his hands on the ball. This is Nokise. He's manhandled by Lokotui. And now to McLennan shows it. Then spins his way towards the line. He only comes up, well, millimetres short, to be honest. Into dummy half is Maeve. First receiver, Nokese. Thought about popping the pass. He didn't. Fifth and final tackle now. Owe to dummy half. Holds up the pass, changing the angle. Across to the left-hand side. Drilling into the in-goal was the intention, but the Bulldogs survived. And that's through the efforts of Tor, who'll play the ball 10 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, man, Albert just guilty of being a little bit shallow on that attacking set there, especially at the finishing there. They just needed to give themselves a little bit more depth and giving themselves a little bit more time as well.
Peruiti takes it to the 30. Aware is there to make the tackle. Dummy half work and sent away is Bosson, who's in the headgear.
Straight at the knees. Straight at the knees.
Another one of those tackles that you dislike so much, Rusty.
Yeah, that's right, and the referee's right on top of it as well. And that's good. And there's one each now. Hopefully that's the last we see of them. Hopefully the boys learn their lesson and get their tackle tech correct.
So, what have we got here? 18 minutes to play in the grand final.
Yeah, 4-point margin to the Lions. The Mount Albert Lions ahead 14-10.
On the 30, Bosson. Across field he comes, looking to link up. Now that's gone backwards and play on, no. Referee said it's actually slipped forward. High-fiving from Kane Maves.
Yeah, as well anticipated by Kane as well. He'd pushed up and put him under pressure. As a fullback came in, so did the defender. Him and the ball arrived at the same time. So it was great anticipation by young Kane Maeve.
Let's have another look how it came to be. I thought for a moment it had gone behind, but the referee had another thought.
Yeah, that pass was slightly off target as well.
Come together.
Peter coming onto it, a pace there, and that pass going slightly behind him.
So McLennan to feed the scrum here. Just outside the 30, Mount Albert's end of the ground. Peeling away is Morris Taualofa. It's him in jersey number 12.
Go one.
Plays it for Edel.
That's fine.
Looking for an opportunity.
Get up now!
A nice tackle from Richmond there. Good 3-man tackle.
Momentum has moved around through the course of the game, as we'd imagine, as Nokise winds himself up.
It's a good run from the front rower. Good yardage.
30 out for the line. Owe dummy half, short side. It's McLennan. Poor pass. It's gone backwards, and Regan had to scramble to get his mitts on the pill.
Go 4. Play on.
As Onyeka comes in from the left side.
17, get up! 5 last.
Looks like he's got some genuine pace on Onyeka.
He does.
Back on the inside, Edel leaves it behind. Boston comes up with the ball and says, thanks so much.
Get up!
Midway, 20-30. Boston now.
Hold.
Zero tackle.
Zero.
He's got hold of the ball, and now the big number 10, Angelo.
Move now!
He comes forward.
Hold! Go 1.
The Richmond Bulldogs staying very much in with a possibility. This is going to go down to the wire. You get the feeling in the under-17 final. Still to come, the under-20 final as well. We'll wrap up our comprehensive day of coverage.
That's a bit long going.
Murray get the chance to kick to the southern touchline with his left boot. Easy 20 metres, useful too. And Albert back up. Keith Hanley coached Mount Albert squad. Richmond, again, as was the case with the demography of the Grey Lynn area and surrounding districts, Westmere and the like, with the numbers of big families that used to call that area home. And we've witnessed in the inner city Auckland the gentrification of some of these suburbs, and as such, the numbers of young fellas wanting to play rugby league have diminished over the years. A lot of the mummies and daddies in town now want their young fellas to play with the round ball. You know how it is.
Yeah, they in the same boat as rugby as well. We can't seem to get the schoolboy membership and role that we used to have. All the mums are sending their boys to play soccer these days.
There's enough of that mollycoddling, mum and dad. Let the boys go out and bang around. It's good fun getting bruised. Out we come. Out to Murray. Crossfield kick. The chaser is there. And look at that. Oh, clean and tidy. No movement from the touch judge in front of the kicker would be the suggestion, I suspect. Let's go and hear what is being said.
Offside.
Offside.
In front of the kicker. Gosh, that was unlucky. That was a beautifully executed move there from Richmond. Beautiful kick from Jalen Murray, and well, what seemed to be a try to us, unfortunately, was deemed to be offside. The chasers there, unfortunately for Richmond, because it was a well-executed play.
Well, Jalen Murray, you've been giving him some good reps. There's a few strings to that kid's bow.
Yes, the boy can play.
Great to see.
Play on.
So wrapped up as Tomasi Skelton.
Hold here, go one.
Quick play the ball for him. Owe slips. Wrapped up by his opposite number. Kamahima.
Hold. Go two.
Here's the kick from McLennan. It was useful last time when Tuamavave Gerard was onto it in a flash.
Outside.
This
No
one.
one kicking forwards outside.
Everyone will slow down a little bit here. Sideline with you, Corey.
Very, very professional set there from Mount Albert. Nice kick into touch, just slows things down a little bit. But you feel like there's a couple of dynamic plays left in this grand final yet, Dale. Both these teams able to score from long range. We've seen them make breaks already, so looking forward to what's going to be a big closing few minutes.
Well, 35-minute halves on picking. And of course, we know that should there be extra time, they'll play 10 minutes. They're still locked up another 10 minutes. And then, strangely, if they're locked up after that, it will go down to who finished higher than their opponents at the end of pool play.
Highest qualifier, which would be Mount Albert, who'd finished the season on top, undefeated.
Yes. But anyway, that's a long way off.
That was smart work there from Young Toa. Beautiful quick play, the ball dragging the penalty there. Mount Albert hanging on too long in the tackle.
Murray, easy meters as well, opts to kick to the southern touchline. He's in there inspiring those around him. Hit up time. Vitali takes it to the 30. Good attacking opportunity here for the Richmond Bulldogs. A spinning effort too. Out wide there from Asa. He's to ground. 15 to play. That's a good second carry on the set. And it's given some impetus for this charging run as well. Vitali has been very good. That's his second carry out of the set. A little bit of an awkward play the ball. The back rower gets it along to Murray, who couldn't control. One of the few mistakes we've seen from Jalen Murray today.
Yeah, it was on. And good numbers, nice depth out here wide. They'd set themselves up beautifully on this right side, had Richmond. And unfortunately, young Jaden there unable to hold on to the ball there. Look at how, I think he was looking where he was going to pass it.
What is it, crap?
Slightly lost his focus.
We don't stop for crap.
I don't think it's as straightforward take as he might have required. Talavasa pumped it to him a little bit quick. But there's a player down in back play and a nice touch of sportsmanship. It's a Mount Albert Lion who's offering some relief on the far side of the field. And, looks as though it could be cramp.
I'm not keeping time.
And this is the big 11, is it? Vitali's been superb today.
We don't stop for crap. That's what the match manager's for.
Oh, well, you heard there from the referee.
We don't stop for crap, boys.
to play on. It's not an injury, it's a cramp, so we'll play on.
Let's go, pack it. So it's only a cramp, let's go.
Yeah, referee said we don't stop for cramps. Let's go, let's get the game moving.
You only have 12 and you can pull 4. You can do 5 since he's down. It's only a cramp.
The ref will keep the game going here. We've heard him in the background.
Yeah, Richmond's waiting. He's trying to get them to play. He's still saying, let's go. And he has the right to play on there, should, because he's away from the play. He's not hindering the play. He's behind the play.
So McLennan feeds the scrum here, 15 metres from the Mount Albert line. They're up, but only by 1 try. 14-10 is the scoreline here.
Yeah, well, the cramp's costing Richmond at the moment because they're a man down. They need to either get him off the field or get him back on his feet.
One or the other.
Well, that's right.
Crazy at the moment.
Yeah, and Richmond's a man down at the moment.
Get up now!
Needs to just roll through the in goal there and then put a sub on.
So Maeve has the football. Kane Maeve tries to sneak underneath the tackles. As the Bulldogs close shop on him. Onyeke to dummy half. McLennan first receiver to Mavave Gerard now on the straightened run, looking for a whole shot. Almost got through as well to the back row. He comes, Winks. And he's wrapped up by his opposite, Tulavasa. And they must have heard what you were saying, because finally they do get their extra player out onto the field. But might it be too late, because there's an opportunity down the right side. Here is Edor with the grubber kick, mostly picked up to Angelo.
Go, 1.
And Aho Angelo, the number 10, he does very well. The Richmond Bulldogs have the ball. Still a bit of light around as the sun sets, and what's been an interesting weather day in Tamaki Makaurau. The crowd are enjoying themselves. No one's leaving here at the moment. It's the 17s final, and it is a tough tussle here, a real arm wrestle between these two proud clubs and these two teams of young men wanting to play out of their skins for each other. Down the short side they come with Jalen Murray, holds up the pass, back on the inside. Here's an opportunity, lovely little step. Onyeke is there, and some pressure on as well. The Dogs still have it. They are 15 metres from the try line, but a turnover of possession. I'm not quite sure that Tor realised it was 5th tackle. Or he would have tried to do a little bit more with the ball there.
Right, away we go.
He, like his counterpart there, and Onyeke, young Tor looks very good on his feet, doesn't he? He looks very agile and very quick.
Go, 1.
There's Onyeke with the ball, and he splits them open. Well, we've seen how fast he can go. Let's see, he might just step it around the outside. The fender's there. Onyeke to ground, almost. He's still going, and they get him second time. Gutsy effort from the fullback, Pedawitsi. Terrific run from Onyeke. Plays the ball for May, and on they come, What a run. What a big charging run too. And they're into score. Was it the number 6 who got the try? I think it was.
Yeah, Regan McLennan there.
Regan McLennan, that's the way to go too, Regan. He just gassed it forward. A really gutsy defensive effort by Richmond. But then Regan McLennan sensed the opportunity and put the afterburners on. Great receipt and a great charging run to the finish line.
Yeah, you could see it on the face of the coaching staff there. They knew that was the try there that would most likely win the grand final for them. As we look at the replay, Onyeke just losing his footing here. It's a desperation effort from the Richmond defenders.
And watch Regan McLennan wind himself up here. Comes charging at it, saw the gap, and surged towards the line. Wonderful conclusion for him. Well, Bluey, all he is, the chalking up league, chalking up precious moments in a game, are paying off here, and Regan McLennan shining at the back end of this contest. He too has the responsibility to convert his own try. Bluey McLennan will be a proud dad.
And the score now out to 18 points to 10 with this conversion to come.
Bit of a casual style here for McLennan.
Regan, let's go.
The referee saying, hey, it might be on camera, but it's not on slow-mo. Here he goes. across the face of the uprights. It will stay at 18-10. Now desperation time here. The clock is the enemy for the Richmond Bulldogs. Certainly doable though. We've seen plenty of tries scored in the 7 or 8 minutes. And there he is, your try scorer. Regan McLennan, the standoff. He's a big standoff too, isn't he? Rangy sort of a guy. The old man would be pretty chuffed with that effort.
Absolutely.
Into the hole. Richmond almost come away with the football.
2 knock-ons. First one that way, second one that way.
A collision. A wonderful show of commitment too. Almost came up trumps as well.
Absolutely, yeah. He put his body on the line there. But unfortunately, unable to hold on to the ball there in the air. Certainly got off the ground.
Scrums here.
Vitor Tainga. Unlucky there, mate. Mount Albert will get the scrum feed.
5 to play. Corey, we saw Newcare make that wonderful scything run, only to be run down too by a desperate defence from the Bulldogs, but then ranging up to take advantage to Regan McLennan. Showed some pretty good nous there and a good football brain.
Mount Albert here with inside the last 5 minutes. The referee's just blown time off.
Nah, go. No, just go. Get your trainer to bring him. Get your trainer to take him. Just get your head check. No, just get your head check. Mate.
Head check and come back on or what?
Yeah, just get your check and then come back on. Just go get a check first.
So the referee has asked that Aiden Nowhere have a concussion test or HIA, they call it, a head injury
we've all heard
assessment.
of the yellow card and the red card. They now have a blue card, and that's the blue card. The blue card is a suspected concussion, Dale.
Kia ora.
So they have to go off and be checked straight away.
Okay.
So it's something obviously with the proliferation of head injuries and concussion of late. It's one of the new innovations they've brought in, and a good one, I think, too.
I think so as well. If the refs have an inkling that someone's not quite right, because the players, well, you know, they're all hard, aren't they? Saying, no, I'm sweet, let me go. Yeah. But, of course, the ref says, no, just steady yourself for a bit.
That's right. It seems a very common sense approach as well, just to err on the side of caution and just to get those things checked out.
Kia ora. Well, it's been a very intriguing game. Corey Rosser and Mount Albert, as we know, came in as the favourites, 8-4 in front at the half-time, 18-10 now. And it would take a massive effort if this Richmond team are able to turn things around. Stranger things have happened, but credit should be delivered to both teams in the spirit they've played the game and also the connections, because under-17 is a very important grade for the competition. What would you say to the management of both of these two teams as we come towards the back end of their seasons?
Yeah, it's been a very enjoyable game, high-quality game. Both sides, as you mentioned, really well organised, well-structured. Mount Albert certainly a class above at this stage, but look, Richmond, they need some hot potato stuff in these final few minutes. They can do it. We've seen them make a couple of long-range breaks, so let's see what happens.
Well, they'll be ruining the decision by the touch judge of the Jalen Murray crossfield kick that was picked up by Tor.
Absolutely, I was just thinking about that too, because that was an 8-point turnaround. Well, should have been 4 points at this end, ended up being 4 points at the other end. And what should have levelled the game became an 8-point margin. So, yeah, sometimes the ball bounces your way and the calls go your way, and unfortunately for Richmond, it went against them on that occasion.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that the refs got the wrong call. They're certainly in a better position to make the call than us. But what it was, you know, a disastrous one for the Richmond squad. Now, this man has had a terrific game today. Stafford Tor. And that time around too makes some good inroads. To Big Sam Brown now, he might try to just create an opportunity. Comes charging forward. And now 20 metres out from the try line, but just 2.5 minutes to play. They'll need to score twice. Here's the run from the back row, Taluvasa, and now he's 10 metres from the try line. Go, Richmond, go, is the call from the stands as the big 16. Charlie Leota has a surge towards the line, and he is over the line, but he couldn't get the ball to grass. Held up over the line, so some gutsy D there from the Lions. He'll ask Big Charlie to back it up, and Leota will play it 10 metres from the try line. Yeah, here he goes down the short side. They come powering towards the line. It's Tangilo again. And here's Isaiah Vangala across the top, making the tackle with assistance from Mika Marsh. Inside ball for Brown, and he's across the line, Sam Brown, and that will do. Here's the try that they've been after. They need to move fast. Of course, the clock that you're watching on our screen, I remind you, is not the official timepiece. It's more a guide for you at home. But we are under starters' orders as the Zambucks are working at the moment on Aidan Owe. And in the background there, you just wonder whether or not Owe's absence might have created an opportunity for Richmond's runners. But they are across the line. And Sam Brown credited with the try.
2.
The big Sam Brown there coming back on the unders play. Just a little pass inside, or drop-off pass. Too big and too strong there close to the line. And grounds the ball to take the score to 14-18 with a kick of conversion to come.
Zion Padawiti gets the flags up. There's 2 points in the final, but will the time run out? That's the question on everyone's lips. Well, they're certainly in no hurry to get back to kick-off. Anyone would think that they've been asked to dry the dishes. At the moment, these 17-year-olds are just dragging the chain. So what? Well, no.
There's some concrete in their boots at the moment, Dale.
I'm being a little facetious there as well, because I can understand why they would walk so slowly. They've done the hard work.
And just winding down that clock every second, so critical right now for them.
Regan, let's go.
Feel for Aidan Owe. It looks like he'll be denied an opportunity to get back onto the field. He just desperately wants to do that. It's the skipper here of the Lions, Regan McLennan.
He's squeezing every second he can there.
It didn't matter anyway. There's the hooter.
No, let's go. I've already blown the whistle, let's go.
And there will be one play here. Just the one play. And now the Richmond Bulldogs
downfield kick.
have to pass it. There's a dummy. Can't get the ball away. Flicked out the back. Little knock on. Game over. And the Richmond Bulldogs are tackled. And it's the Lions who will win this one. There is elation in the blue and gold camp, as there should be too. And that's the curtain that comes down on the under-17 final. And congratulations to the Mount Albert Lions. They were the team to beat all year. And the disappointment etched on the faces of the Richmond Bulldogs players. There it is correspondingly on the other side. The elation of victory. And congratulations to both teams. Of course, all were desperate to get the win, but only one team can in Grand Final Rugby League. Congratulations to the Mount Albert Lions. They win this one at full time by 18-16. And a very close encounter here. But when we look at the scoreline, how it panned out at 18-10, with that late try, Richmond gave themselves a chance. They led 8-4 at the halftime break, the Lions over Richmond. They get the job done. And for Keith Hanley, Bluey McLennan, and all the connections there at Fowles Park, a very satisfying result in the under-17 division to you, Rusty Matua.
It certainly was. Congratulations to Keith Hanley and his coaching team. Perfect season. It's always a wonderful thing to be able to achieve. And so many people who've played league in their lives would never, ever achieve that. So these are very, very special moments for these boys to savour. But commiserations to Richmond on a gallant effort today. They certainly gave us a great, entertaining game of football today. And they were very, very gallant in defeat today.
Well, the Richmond Bulldogs, they're a proud club, and these are proud young men. You feel for them too, because all season they've worked towards this moment to get into the grand final, and they weren't shy by much, were they? Just 2 points in the grand final. But as we say, both teams can't win. And so congratulations to the Mount Albert Lions, the victors here today. We'll hear from the connections of the clubs in a moment. And big ups too to the crowd who have been wonderfully supportive of both squads today. Disappointment for Richmond, elation for Mount Albert. But that's the way grand final days roll, and these young men will see each other going forward as well. If they stay with the code, they'll get to do battle with each other many times ahead. I hope you've enjoyed the action from the under-17s grand final. We certainly have enjoyed bringing you the efforts here today, and big ups. Those who stood out today, well, I had a lot of time for young Jalen Murray. He's been excellent throughout the course of the afternoon. Stafford Tour, despite spending 10 minutes in the bin, was also exceptional. And for the Mount Albert Lions, well, obviously, Regan McLennan was a standout today. Aidan Ower was terrific in the number 9 jersey. And Onyeka showed some wonderful touches out wide, as did Emmanuel Tuimavave Gerard. Let's go first with the losing captain. And while it's always a difficult interview, this one, I must commend our young men for the way that they've kept their composure, despite quite obviously being very disappointed at the outcome of the match. Still, there can only be one winner. Let's hear from the losing captain.
They're joined by Vito, the captain of the Richmond Bulldogs. Made an unlucky result, just overrun a little bit in the end. What was the difference tonight?
Yeah, it was just about we wanted it more, and just big ups to our boys for sticking in there in the fight, and big ups to Man Out for the win.
You showed plenty of fight. You kept coming back at them, and even right at the end there, you came back. You must be very proud of the effort.
Yeah, I'm proud of the boys. It's good effort, but unlucky we fell short. It's all right.
This Mount Albert team, they've completed a perfect season. You know, you would have come up against them a couple of times this year. What's their major strength and what got them over the line?
Yeah, they got a good forward pack, good go forward, and they got good executors. So, yeah, big ups to them.
Commiserations on the defeat. Enjoy the off-season. We'll see you again next year.
Thank you.
Getting set there with Regan McLennan. We also acknowledge his contribution and a wonderful try too. Not far out from full time. Let's go down and hear from him now.
Yeah, joined by the victorious captain Regan McLennan. Regan, you must be very proud of your team. You cap off the perfect season tonight.
Oh, mate, I'm lost for words. It was just such a unbelievable occasion. The crowd was unbelievable, and I mean, what a day! What a day! Yeah.
You've been here a few times, obviously, through the grades, and so have most of your teammates. Did that experience help tonight?
Yeah, it really did. Personally, I've been here. This is my 3rd time, and I haven't won one until now. So I'm just over the moon. Like, I could just cry right now. Seriously, it's overwhelming.
It was a real arm wrestle. At what point did you feel like you got over the top of them?
Probably when we scored that 3rd try down in the corner off the kick. Even though they got back and got another one, I just thought after that the game was kind of more in our control than theirs.
And even more special to do it, I guess most of these boys you would have played with for a number of years, so even more special to do it with a good group of guys that you've been with for a while.
Oh, definitely. I've played with some of these boys, like KL Ero for 3-4 years. We've been together waiting for this moment, and it's finally coming. It's amazing.
Regan, congratulations and enjoy the night. We'll see you next year.
Right, thank you so much. Have a good one. Cheers, guys.
Well, there we are, the successful captain, and good luck to him. He's been to the big dance a couple of times and come away without a smile. This time around, he gets the points, and the two teams can hold their heads high. It was a wonderful under-17 grand final. Congratulations to the Lions. They have the victory by 18-16, and we take our hats off to them and all of their connections as well. Stick around, there's more to come. The under-20 grand final will wrap up our coverage as we go to the presentations for these two teams. Mount Albert, the victors in the Auckland Rugby League under-17 championship final here at Mount Smart 2. We'll take a break and be back shortly with our last game of the afternoon.
We'll now get underway with the official presentation. Please put your hands together for the Mount Albert Lions and the Richmond Bulldogs. You call we wouldn't have a game with that match officials. I'd like to call on the match officials to accept their grand final medallions. Now I'd like to invite the captain of the Richmond Bulldogs up to say a few words.
We'd like to thank you for coming up. First of all, glory to God for giving us the opportunity to play the greatest sport of all. And big ups to Mount Albert. You made it hard for us to win that day. But some others, sorry, Yes. Richard. Thank you very much. I'd now to invite the team up to accept their runners-up medallions. A round of applause to the Richmond Bulldogs. I'd now invite the captain of the winning Mount Albert team to say a few words.
First of all, I'd like to thank Matt for protecting us with a good game. I'd like to thank that for organizing the boys. Friendly, I'd like to thank Richmond Bulldogs for putting up a game. We needed fighting and yeah, thanks a lot. So our support came out today. And the boys, thank you a lot. Without change throughout the season, support. We want to be we'll always say thank you, and this was for you. Sorry. I'd like to thank for putting your effort throughout the season. Blue, thank you a lot. Show support the mentors of the game. And hopefully use it in the future. See you. Thank her, be able to thank her for all she's done for us throughout the season, showing up every game with her smile, yeah, especially for our hard games.
Congratulations. Before we present runner-up medallions, it's my privilege to announce the Ron Ackland Memorial Medal for Player of the Day, and that goes to Mount Albert number 6, Regan McLennan. Ladies and gentlemen, a fine round of applause for both teams. Stadium just working on the light issue. And
is the under 20 between Marist and Matt.